Hello viewers, you are welcome to this new video. So in this class we shall discuss the solutions to the past post-UTME questions of University of Nigeria, Nsukka. This is 2010-11 session. Kindly hit the red button to subscribe to my channel. It will always give you notification whenever I upload a new video. So the number one question says we should find the fifth root of 243 raised to the power of minus 1, then multiplying x to the power of 5. To simplify this, you should know that fifth root of this number means the whole number raised to the power of 1 over 5. So I can write that this is equivalent to 243 power of minus 1, then multiplying 5, all to the power of 1 over 5. That's the implication. If it is fourth root here, you raise it to the power of 1 over 4. If it is square root, you raise it to the power of 1 over 2. If it is third root, raise it to the power of 1 over 3, etc. Now, 243 can be seen as 3 power of 5, because 3 power of 5 will give me 243. So I can write 3 power 5 to represent this 243 that is here. Then minus 1 x power of 5, everything into the power of 1 over 5. Now, this 5 with times minus 1, we shall get 3 power of minus 5 x power of 5, everything raised to the power of 1 over 5. Now, this power of 1 over 5 will affect every member of this bracket. So we shall have 3 power of minus 5 times 1 over 5. The 1 over 5 is affecting everything. Then x power of 5 times 1 over 5. You can see how it is splitted here. 1 over 5 to power of to x to 3. 1 over 5 to this x. So that this cancels out. We have 3 power of minus 1. So this is now 3 power of minus 1 x power of 1, because 5 cancels 5. And x power of 1 is just x. But you know that 3 power of minus 1 is something as 1 over 3x. And 1 over 3x can be written as x over 3, because 1 times x will give us x all over 3. So the answer is x over 3. Let us take another question. So in the second question, we are asked to simplify 125 raised to the power of 1 over 3 times 0.49 power of half times 0.01 raised to the power of half. This is what we are given, and we are required to simplify it. Now, 125 can be written as 5 power 3, because I'm seeing 3 here. So I'll multiply by 1 over 3 times 0.49 is the same thing as 49 over 100. Then I have half here. When you convert this decimal to fraction, you get this. Time 0.01 can be seen as 1 over 100 if you convert to fraction, then power of half. This cancels out. We have just 5 times any number. Power of half means square root of that number. So I have square root of 49 all over 100 times, I will say half square root of 1 over 100, because of power of half. According to the laws of indices, any number to the power of half means the square root of that number. So we shall have 5 times square root of 49 is 7 over square root of 100 is 10 times the square root of 1 is still 1 over square root of 100 is 10. So now 5 here is 1, 5 here will give us 2. So at the end of the day, we'll have 7 times 1 is 7 all over 2 times 10 will give us 20. So the answer is 7 over 20. Let's pick the next question. Okay, the third question says we should convert 1231 base 4 to base 6. So we are asked to convert this to base 6. To do that, you have to first of all convert this to base 10 before you move it directly to base 6. So let us express it in the powers of base 4. So this is 0, 1, 2, and 3. Start from the first number from 0 until the number ends. So to expand this, we shall have 1 times the base 4 power of 3 plus 2 times the base 4 power of 2 plus 3 times the base 4 power of 1 plus 1 times the base 4, then power of 0. That's the idea. So now 4 power of 3 is 64. 64 times 1 is 64, plus 4 power of 2 is 16. 16 times 2 will give us 32, plus 4 power 1 is 4. 4 times 3 is 12, plus 4 power 0 is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. So we sum up 64 plus 32 is 96. Plus this we have 108, plus this we have 109. So when we add up, we shall have 109. A recap, this is 96, 108, 109, correct? But this is now in base 10. But the question requires us to keep it in base 6. So to keep it in base 6, just draw a straight line, then divide this 109 by 6 and take the remainder. 6 into 10 is 1, remainder 4. 6 is to 49. 6 times 8 is 48, so we have 8 remainder 1. 6 again, we have 3 remainder 0. 6 again, we have 0 remainder 3. So you count from the bottom to top. So the required answer is just 301. 301 base 6. That's the answer. 301 base 6 is equivalent to 1234, 1231 base 4. Right, let's take the fourth question. Right, the fourth question says we should find the slope of the curve y equals 3x cubed plus 5x squared minus 3 at the point minus 1, 5. So we are required to get the slope of this curve. And slope is just gradient, rate of change of y with respect to x, which is differentiation. So this implies that we are going to differentiate this function and plug in the value of x at minus 1. Because in points like this, the first is x and the second is y. So now, given this function now, the slope, which is dy dx, gradient, one of the applications of differentiation, will now be the power will come to the back. So when 3 comes down, is times 3. We have 3 times 3, x 3 minus 1. You remove 1 from the power. Plus 5 is here already. 2 is coming down, you times by 2, x 2 minus 1. Any constant you differentiate is 0. So dy dx, which is our slope, will be 3 times 3 is 9, x squared, plus 5 times 2 is 10, x, because 1 is nothing, and 0 is also nothing here. So this is just the slope, but they say that the point where x is minus 1, this is for y, but we don't have y in this function. So we plug in the value of x as minus 1 here. So my slope, which is the dy over dx, will just be 9 bracket minus 1 squared plus 10 bracket minus 1. So I'm putting minus 1 there. Minus 1 squared is 1. 1 times 9 will give us 9. 10 times minus 1 is minus 10. And 9 minus 10 will give us minus 1. So the answer is minus 1. Let us take the fifth question. Alright, let's take the fifth question. The minimum value of y equals x squared minus 4x minus 5 is... funny enough, this question has already come out in Unizik post UTME, which came out around 2017, 2018. So exactly the same question. So in this question, we are asked to get the minimum value of y equals this. Now, there are so many ways the minimum value of any function can be got. Right? You can differentiate. You can write it in the vertex form. If you don't want to write in vertex form, we can still follow a lot of ways to get the minimum value. But let us differentiate here. It is minimum at dy over the x equals 0. So just get the dy over the x equate with 0. So here, dy dx will give me 2 will come to the back. We have 2x, 2 minus 1. If I differentiate 4x, I'll get just 4. This is 0. So dy over the x will give me 2x minus 4. But dy over the x equal to 0 for the function to be minimum. So we equate with 0 and solve for the value of x. So 2x will now be plus 4 coming over here becomes a positive 4. So to get the value of x, I will divide both sides by 2. So x is 2. So the value of x for which this function is minimum is 2. but that is not the minimum value of the function. The value of x, if the question says find the value of x for which the function is minimum, you now know that the answer is 2. So the minimum value of the function means putting 2 back in this original function. So minimum value will now be substituting 2 in the function to get the value of y. So y will now be 2 squared minus 4 bracket 2 minus 5. So y will give us 2 squared is 4, minus 4 times 2 is minus 8, then minus 5. So y will be 4 minus 8 is minus 4 minus 5. And minus 4 minus 5 is minus 9. So this is the minimum value of the function, minus 9. So the sixth question says we should make x the subject of the formula. And the formula is y is equal to 3 minus ln x. We are required to make x the subject of the formula. So now this ln x is something as the natural logarithm of x. So I can write that y is equal to 3 minus log ex, the natural logarithm of x. They are the same thing. Okay. Now let me bring this logarithm to the right hand side. I shall have that log x equals, it's negative, coming here is positive, 3 is already here, plus y coming here will give me minus y. Now remember the laws of logarithm, that the base to the power of whatever that is at the right hand side is equal to x. So e power of 3 minus y is the same thing as x. Therefore x is equal to exponent 3 power of minus y. So I have made y the subject of the formula. I have made x the subject of this formula. So, and this is the answer, exponent 3 minus y. Okay, so let's take number 7 question. So the 7th question says we should find x comma y for which the product of these two matrices is equal to this. We are looking for the value of y. So the target here. Class now. What is this? Find x comma y for which the product of these two matrices will give us this. All right. So what we just need to do is to get the product of these two matrices, then equate with this and solve for the values of x and y. So to do that, to multiply three matrices together, the rows will multiply the columns. So this is first, this is second, this is regarded as the first, and this is second. So first will times first and second will times second. That's the idea. So this will give us 2x will times 1. We'll have 2x plus 4 will times 2. We shall have 8. You give space. First will times first also. 3 will times 1 will have 3 plus y will times 2, we shall have 2y equals 10 into minus 1. Now this is equal to this, that's the first equation, and this is equal to this, that's the second equation. So we can write that 2x plus 8 is equal to 10, and 3 plus 2y is equal to minus 1. We can now solve this pair of simultaneous equation. But in the second equation, it's very, very easy to get the value of y, in the sense that y is staying alone. Also here, to get the value of x is very easy because x is staying alone. So from equation 1, I have that 2x is equal to 10 minus 8, because plus coming here is minus. So 2x will give me 2, because 10 minus 8 is 2. Divide by 2. If I divide by 2, I'm getting 1. So the value of x is 1. Let me now get the value of y. Here, 2y is equal to minus 1 minus 3. So 2y will give us minus 4. To get the value of y, I will divide both sides by 2. This cancels out. So here, y will give me minus 2. So therefore, x is 1 and y is minus 2. They are just the solution to this. Okay, so let's take the number 8 question. Okay, number 8 says we should simplify one whole number 1 over 2 over 2 divided by 1 over 4 of 32. So you must apply BODMAS. But before that, let us consider the denominator. From the denominator, we'll have 2 divided by 1 over 4 of 32. But in BODMAS we have of before division. So let us find 1 over 4 of 32. So 1 over 4 of 32 means 1 over 4 times 32 over 1. This will give us 8. Then 2 will now divide 8 because we have 2 divided by the value here. So we shall have 2 divided by 8, which is 1 over 4. That's what it will give us. So the whole function, the whole fraction becomes 1/2, which is 2 times 1, 2 plus 1, 3 over 2 divided by 1 over 4. That is the implication because the denominator is now 1 over 4. So we shall have it as 3 over 2. I will change division to multiplication and turn upside down. This will cancel out, we'll have 2. So 3 times 2 will give us 6. So the answer to this simplification is just 6. Let's take the number 9 question. The 9th question says that some red balls were put in a basket containing 12 white and 16 blue balls. The probability of picking a red ball is 3 over 7. How many red balls are in the basket? Now let us get the total number of balls in the basket. Solution. Total balls in the basket will be 12 plus 16, then plus that red ball that is put. We don't know the red ball. Let us use x to represent the number of red balls. So x is equal to number of red balls. So 12 plus 16 will give us 28 plus x. This is now the total balls in the basket. But probability of red balls, of picking a red ball, will be number of red balls. Number of red ball is now x over total number of balls, which is 28 plus x. And the question says that the probability is 3 over 7. So we have it as 3 all over 7. We have to cross multiply. 7 times x is 7x into 3 bracket 28 plus x when we cross multiply. So here 7x equals 3 times 28 should be 54. That is 60 plus 24, which is 84. 84 plus 3 times x is 3x. Now collecting like terms, we have 7x minus 3x equals 84. So when I subtract, I'm getting 4x equals 84. I'll divide both sides by 4. When I do that, I have my x as 21. So there are 21 red balls in the basket. Let us take the last question. Finally, let's summarize with this question, which says that the chord PQ of a circle is equal to the radius r of the circle. Find the length of arc PQ. Look at a circle here, and this is a chord. A chord is a line joining 2 points of the circumference of a circle together, and they say that the chord is PQ. This chord will help us to get the arc. This is an arc. An arc is just part of the circumference of a circle. So now they say that the chord PQ of a circle is equal to the radius r. That is the formula we use in getting the length of chord of a circle. The length of chord of a circle is equal to 2r sine theta over 2. That is the length of chord. And this length of chord, they told us that it is equal to the radius r. So equal to radius r. That's the implication. Now, if I were you, r will cancel r immediately. So I have 2 sine theta over 2 equals 1 because r divide r, we are left with 1 here. Now, to get rid of these two, I'll divide both sides by 2. I'll divide both sides by 2. I'll have sine theta over 2 equals 0.5 because 1 over 2 is 0.5. So here, if I want to get theta over 2, I'm going to find sine inverse. Therefore, theta over 2 is equal to sine inverse of 0.5. And the sine inverse of 0.5 will give us 30 degrees. If you get the sine inverse of 0.5 is a special angle, you are getting 30 degrees. You can call this over 1. If I now want to get the value of theta, from here, theta will just be cross multiply. Theta times 1 is theta. 2 times 30 will give me 60 degrees. So my theta is 60 degrees. Having got theta at 60 degrees, let us proceed to get the equation because the question asks us to get the length of arc. And the length of arc of circle is theta over 360 times 2 pi r. Our theta is now 60. So the length of arc we are looking for will now be 60 all over 360 times 2 pi r. Okay. This here is 1. This here will give us 60. We give us 6. 2 here is 1. 2 here will give us 3. So the length of arc is the same thing as pi r all over 3, because we have killed these 2. 2 divided 6 is giving us 3. So the length of arc PQ is pi r all over 3. Had it been we know the radius of this circle, we can plug it in there to get the exact value of the length of arc of the circle. So we've come to the expiration of this episode. Await more episodes.